Hi everybody, this is Abby with Scrappin' Abby, and I'm doing a video just to share with you guys my upcoming design team project for Crafting Ireland. I am creating a layout, kind of a mixed media layout of my son, who is this handsome young man that you see sitting right here. He is going to be graduating this June. He's a senior and I can't even believe it. He's 18 and I just feel like I am just getting ready to take him to kindergarten registration. It feels like it was just yesterday. It just blows my mind that he's almost ready to graduate and move out of the house and get on with his life. It's just I'm happy for him, but it's kind of sad too because he's my oldest, and so it's like, oh. Anyway, so what I'm going to be doing, as I mentioned, is a mixed media layout, and so this is the photo I'm going to be focusing the layout on. And this again is my son. I'll show you because he's just so handsome. And I'm going to be incorporating his actual announcements from his high school where he goes, class of 2014. This is the inside. I'll just show it to you really quickly, but it's just really, really pretty. And then his little cards here, and I'll cover up the rest of his name, but that's my son's name is Trey. So that's what I'm going to be basing the project off of. So I kind of gathered a few things, and as you guys know, with my crafting creative process, I push my IKEA cart around my craft room and I literally shop in my craft room. So some of these things that I'm sharing with you may show up on the project, some may not. I might add more that I didn't share with you now, so just so you kind of know that. So some of the components I'm thinking of, I have these really cool little metal letters and numbers. I don't remember where I got them from. I've had them seriously for close to 10 years. I mean, maybe making memories, I'm not sure. So since my son's name is Trey, T-R-E, I don't have a T because I've already used it, but I'm going to try to get creative with this and make up my own T if I end up spelling his name with these letters. I'm not sure. Oops, can't even spell my kid's name. T-R-E there. And he's got a little over the E, so I'll be sure to incorporate that. And then I might want to incorporate the numbers that I have and, you know, write out the actual class of 2014. So we'll see if I end up using these on the project or not, because you just never know how things turn out. So there's that. And then I want to incorporate some of the solid cherry red twine, because as you can tell from the invitation, my son's school colors, which is the high school I graduated from as well, they're the Warriors is our mascot, and our colors are red and blue. So to make this not look patriotic, that's why I wanted to use the solid twine instead of the red and white twine or the blue and white twine I have. I was afraid it would start looking like 4th of July, which is great, but it's graduation. So I have this pack from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and this is actually kind of a holiday theme, for 4th of July. I'm going to probably incorporate some of these colors, maybe the blue in the layout, just to kind of make it, break up all the red. And then some of the metal embellishments, I might incorporate what I have in my head is to, use these flat on the page, not both, but one. The key, the idea behind that is, key to success. He's graduating. I have these really cool little gold flat back little bobs I'm going to probably put on there to incorporate somehow. And I picked these up at Michael's a while back because I wanted to make sure I got some graduation stuff, since I'm making all of his stuff for his party. So I'm going to incorporate these possibly as well. And then I might be using this peanut batter, I'm not sure. Or excuse me, die from Tim Holtz, and this is the cardstock for that. And then I have, this is the base of the layout. Actually, it's going to be this thick black chipboard, which is from Paper Accents. And then I'm going to incorporate, notice this solid red cardstock, of course. And then I have a couple selections from the DCWV high school stack. I'll share with you when I do the layout. And then these two here are some different Kit of the Month clubs that I'm a member of with Cocoa Daisy. I'm going to incorporate some different components from with each of these kits into the layout itself. I don't want to make the intro too super long, so I'm not going to dig each piece out that I'm thinking about using. But if I could do a really cool technique or something like that, I'll try to remember to stop the video so I can share with you guys what I'm doing. But I do want to show you really quickly, though, on this one. I think this is going to look pretty cool. I won't open it up, but inside this little glassine sack, there's some little glitter. It's all gold, and I think that's really cool. I'm going to put that, use some kind of medium or something and stick that on the layout itself. And then these letters, you can't see them because of the bag, but they're actually a dark blue, so they kind of match the school colors as well. So we'll see what I end up using out of both of these kits, in addition to what I shared with you just a moment ago. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I will be back with a completed layout unless I do something really cool that I have to share with you guys. And just to let you see my handsome son once again, there he is. I'll see you guys shortly. Okay, back with the completed mixed media kind of layout that I worked on for my son, and I really like how this turned out. I'm going to actually be using this for his graduation party. It's going to be on one of the easel stands. So not only could this be an item you could put inside of a shadow box or hang on the wall, but you could also use it on one of those easels. and you know, display it like on a buffet or a table or something like that. So that's my plan to do with this, is that way when the guests and stuff come in for his party, this is some of the decoration I'm going to have, some you know, some photos of him around. So I really like how this turned out. It's super, super cute. So I'm going to quickly share with you guys the items that I used that I didn't share at the first of the video, just to get that over with, and then I will show you the project up close. So I know I didn't mention this one, I'm pretty certain I did, but this is the cherry red Maya robe. This is what I used to kind of wrap around and tie this key off. And a couple of the sprays I used, these are from Tattered Angels. I used the Midnight Blue and the Candy Apple Red, and those worked really perfectly with the school colors. And then as for some black, I used from Maya Road. This is the charcoal. And where'd it go? Oh, here. And I also used some India ink, and that's what you guys see right here splattered on this mat right here behind his photo. So that's always fun to use. I like that. Some of the different adhesives I used in addition to score tape, and I'll show you guys. I used the different widths of score tape. I also used my Beacon 3-in-1, or the Fabri-Tac, the Beacon Fabri-Tac, and then I used the glue and seal. And then a couple of the items I used in addition, glossy accents, I use that for adhesive as well. And then the crackle accents I used on my son's name. And I'll show you that in just a moment. And to get, I was going to try to get this on video, but I, you know, did it last night and I kind of forgot to turn the camera back on. But how I did it with the India ink to kind of get this kind of look is I took this and I dropped it on the mat I wanted to use. And then with a straw like this, I just took it and I just literally held it up like this. Of course, none of this was on there, but I just took the piece of paper and I went like, you know, blew it on the side. So I'm holding it on the side at an angle, and I just kind of blew it in the direction I wanted to go. So I had this on a piece of scratch paper, just this piece of mat here, and that way I could have it separate so it didn't blow over onto the other elements of the page, because I only wanted that to be there. The ink I used on all of the different pages on top, the different mattings and on the different embellishment pieces here, is the Black Soot from Tim Holtz Distress Ink. And then I used, this was the die I showed you guys at the beginning, the Tim Holtz die. Well, this is what it looks like. I just used a little bit of the flags, and then these are what I just took a piece of sandpaper and sanded it to kind of distress it, and that's how this looks. Looks really, really cute. I like it. And then I kind of came up with this idea as I was working on the project. You guys can see here I have a little bit of a dictionary. This is just a vintage school dictionary that was given to me. I work for a school district, and they were going to recycle them, and they knew I crafted with this kind of stuff, and so they gave a bunch of these to me. And so what I did is I tore out the section with the word graduate, and I was happy to find that I hadn't used that page yet. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it says graduate and all the different derivatives of that word, and I thought that was kind of a cool thing to use. And I also inked that with that same Black Soot Distress ink. And then a portion of this is my son's actual class motto. I took it off of one of his actual invitations or announcements for graduation. And then a couple dies I did not show in the beginning. This one is the picture wheel from Tim Holtz, and this is the Tattered Florals. I didn't start putting these on my dies until after the fact, so I already threw this picture away. But anyway, that's why it's not there. So I use those two dies for some elements on the layout, and then the rest is just the paper that I shared with you guys in the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and get started up here. So I made, this is that picture wheel die. I took this out on a piece of chipboard, and then I just added one of the papers from the DCWV stack. It says, it has like a bunch of different graduation, the scrolls, or the roll diplomas. I took another piece, peeled this page back here, inked it. This is a technique I've done before on some other projects, and then just have a little peek of a graduation cap. And then I took some more of the different paper from that same stack, use it to make two flowers, and then I looped some more of that Maya Road trim there. And this is the class motto taken directly from my son's invitation. Just kind of used some of the spray on it and inked it. Here's those pennant flags, tiny attacher. I always do things in threes. Here you can kind of see up close that black splatter. I just really like how that looks. And then on his name, you can see how it's crackly. That's what that the crackle accents. Just a couple metal embellishments here, and on the bottom left, I'll show you in a moment. There's my handsome son. I tied a key on here, and the idea behind the key is just kind of like, you know, wishing him a key to success in life as he is a graduate. And then this is one of his little name cards that goes in the invitations, a gold clip that I got from the Cocoa Daisy kit, more of those pennant flags. This is from the Recollections pack here I picked those up to use for decor around for his graduation party. And then I just tore the edge up there just so it kind of would show that detail. And this is just some of that black mist I spritzed around on the page here and there. Another one of those larger metal embellishments. This is cut from the 12 by 12 paper. It says graduation. And then these are the metal like mailbox numbers, I guess, that I got. And again, these are from my, I think, Making Memories. I don't know. It's been a long time ago. I've had these. So I just, spilled out the year there again. And then it kind of brings us back up to this top part. So I just kind of wanted to show you on this mat here. These are different sprays. I really like this geometric kind of pattern. And I thought that kind of broke up the red and the blue, so it didn't look quite so patriotic because I was worried about it looking that way. Because that are, red and blue are the school colors for our high school. So I just used a couple of the different Tattered Angel spritzes and sprays and kind of sprayed it, and then flicked the nozzle so it gave me those little drops just to kind of break up that pattern a little bit. And then there again is that dictionary piece. And I think that's just really cool. I like that idea of putting that little strip in there. And there's the class motto. And learn from yesterday, live for today, dream for tomorrow. I think that's pretty good. The seniors all come up on decide on that, or at least the senior the senior class party people, they come up with that, I think. And then I added the senior element here also from the DCWV stack. I wasn't going to put this on there until I put the key on, because everything else was kind of that silver, kind of that kind of color palette. And so I really thought that, this would look good with the key being on there to kind of bounce off. And I got the final approval from my daughter. So of course, has to look good if she approved it. So that is my layout, and it'll be standing up like this on an easel. I love the dimension. You guys can see, the key hanging off, the pop-up dots, I put on the back of the card, and then just the dimension on this side. I really love that. That's one of my most favorite things about crafting, is the different layers and textures and dimensions. So that is my project for Crafting Ireland. And of course, I will put a link directly to the blog post when my project is up live on the Crafting Ireland blog. I will probably have this up a couple days before that, just so I can get it scheduled on my own personal blog as well. So I will have a list of all the different items that I use in this project in my blog post. And there's also going to be a step out tutorial on the Crafting Ireland blog of showing you guys some different elements that I did creating this layout. It's not every single component. It's just some of the different elements I use and different techniques and things. So in case anybody has never used, the India ink, or didn't know, how to use the glossy accents on the chipboard or something like that, that way you guys kind of have an idea of how to do that. So, because there are those crafters out there who have never tried those things, even though they, a lot of us have already been doing that for quite some time. So, and that is the purpose of the design team, is to give you guys some ideas and different techniques and things like that. So that is the project. So thanks you guys for stopping by and checking out another Scrap and Abby project, and for checking out the Crafting Ireland blog. There's going to be some amazing projects from my other design team sisters over there, so be sure to check out the blog. We each get our own feature day, so it's pretty cool. Thanks guys, happy crafting.